What My Hands Made. Book series. Let's bind a book. Here is a book I made for myself. I love sounds and certain textures, so making these charms was a sweet addition. This is the style book I love to make, and what I'll be sharing in this video. The type of stitch I'm using is called the pamphlet stitch. You can put as many holes as you like, but we'll be doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on this video. For this binding, you'll require your paper of choice. I am using scrap leather as my book cover, however, you can also make a simple journal using this same method with sturdy cardstock. You will require a needle. I use a medium-sized one that is about the length of my index finger. A sturdy thread or waxed thread of your choice and a ruler. Also, something to poke holes in your pages. Once you've chosen the size you want your paper to be, lay it flat on your fabric. We are going to measure and cut out the cover. Now measure out the sides. I like to leave about a ½ inch of space on the vertical side of my cover, and about 1/4 of an inch across the top and bottom. I have given myself 1 open page worth of extra length. This is because I be using a thick watercolor paper, so I want to make sure there is enough leather to account for all the pages. Looking good. Let's see if everything aligns nicely. Fold over your page and check again for alignment. It might look like there is a lot of extra fabric left over, but just wait. I like to cut the ends of my cover sometimes, to produce different shapes. You can cut your cover in the shape that you desire. I like it. Let's move on to the next part. Take your paper and fold them in half. We are making signatures. Signatures are the collection of pages that will be bound together. For my journal, I'll be making 3 signatures. Each one will contain 10 pages. I'm using a smooth rock I found at the lake to crease my pages. Use whatever you have on hand. Creasing the pages helps make sure your signatures are properly aligned and makes it easier to bind them. Repeat this process until you have folded all your pages, and placed them into signatures. Now it's time to bind. Take your signatures, and align them once more in your journal cover. Make sure it's comfortable for you, and that you like how it fits. Next it's time to make holes for the binding. This is how I mark my spaces when I'm creating a journey. I rub the spine of the signatures in the leather, and it leaves behind those marks. Then I line up a single paper, and use my awl to create holes. Then I widen the holes so the needle can fit through smoothly. Now we'll take the single page we used to make the holes, and create these same holes on our papers. I only do a couple of pages at a time, to make sure the holes stay neat and all the pages are properly aligned. Now it's time to measure out our thread. Measure 3 times the length of your signatures, plus a little extra. If you don't already have waxed thread, you can use beeswax or candle wax to run your thread through. This makes threading and binding much smoother. Thread the needle and double knot it. Grab your first signature and align it with the first set of holes. We are going to start by opening up the signature, and placing the needle through the middle hole. Pull most of the thread through the hole, leaving out a few inches or so. There should be enough thread for you to grab or tie at the end of binding this signature. Being sure not to let the thread come out the hole, close the book cover and place your needle through the bottom hole. Pull it through and be sure to hold the loose end. You are going to use both pieces of thread and give a gentle tug to ensure the signature is secured in the binding. Now we will place the needle through the top hole and pull it through. And to finish, we place the needle through the middle hole again. Pull it through. I like to give the thread an extra tug here to make sure it is firm and secure. I make sure the thread is on both sides and then I tie them 3 times. Repeat on the rest of your signatures. Now you're done. Take a look at your book and make sure you like it. As you can see, my holes were a bit off on the side, but because this is my personal book, I allow myself not to be a perfectionist. But as you practice, you will find that binding your books becomes more refined. But there's nothing wrong with little imperfections in my opinion. Thank you for watching. I hope this simple tutorial helps you on your own bookbinding journey. I want to see what you make. Please tag me in your works. If you'd like to see more of my creations, please visit my website at rootandthreadbookbinding.com. If you found this video interesting or helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to like, subscribe and share. Okay, see y'all next time. Bye.